you may be sitting there thinking, I could do this myself, and you really don't realize what really goes on behind the scenes. And we have a term for that in the industry, is it's FSBO, and it's for sale by owner. And there's just so much that these agents can bring to the table and do bring to the table, as far as just how do you set the price first and foremost. How do you price it right? And are you looking at the right data to set the value right? And that goes back to what you guys were saying earlier, as far as really pulling the comps within a 1 mile radius, knowing what you're looking at. Are you looking at a house with above grade square footage, or does it have a basement?
Right.
How are they counting all that stuff in there? So there's a lot of things that trying to tackle your home as a for sale by owner, you may save some money, but typically you end up, causing yourself a lot of heartache, stress, and you end up having to get an agent involved because they can actually get the job done. Right.
I'll tell you another thing. A lot of people that do for sale by owners, if they successfully complete one or whatever, they're like, well, I'll never do that again.
Right.
Because it's stressful and you're kind of having to figure out what you're doing as you go, whereas we do this every day. We know what to do and how to guide you along and point you in the right direction, and anything, the things you should know, we're going to tell you.
Right.
And not to be used as a scare tactic or to try to scare you to death. But Andrew and I we have some insurance.
Mm-hmm.
We have companies and brokers behind us.
Right.
We have our Tennessee Association of Realtors legal that we can call on. Because there is liability.
Oh, yeah.
And people do sue. I don't know why, but people tend to sue.
People are so happy for anything.
I think that's part of our society now.
And so that's some of the value Andrew and I, bring to the table.
Right.
How do you coach a buyer through all that to actually write the physical offer and giving up an earnest money check?
Well, communication. You're going to sit
Simple enough.
You explain, here's why you're signing the lead-based paint disclosure. This home was built before 1978. Yep. So, and nowadays I usually tell people that that's probably been torn out or painted over. Let's hope. Don't lick the walls, and you're probably in good hands. But the standard purchase and sell agreement also references a lot of the forms you sign along with the contract.
Right.
So, you just kind of point out, here's what you're signing, read it. This is what it means. Yep. And, you just take them step by step through it.
How do you prepare a client like Jimmy or anybody else to say, hey, a buyer's going to come in and want to do a home inspection? They're going to make sure everything's right. They're going to look in every crick and cranny. They're going to look at, missing wall plate covers and so on. And then you actually have the bank appraisal come in to evaluate the property. How do you prepare them for that potential roller coaster ride?
Well, you can do a pre-inspection, which some people do prior to listing. Jimmy, did you have that done?
I have not.
Okay. And then when did your realtor walk you through and tell you the things you needed to do? Is the house sitting there vacant?
It's vacant now, but the renters just moved out like a month ago.
Gotcha. Well, I would say, if the market's slower, it's going to definitely just take more time. And you seem pretty realistic about that.
Well, I know the days on the market is around 7 months. So I don't expect it to sell next week.
Yeah, that's true.
You are not in Nashville.
No, that's definitely no,
7 hours.
That's why anybody that's selling their home in this area should be thankful.
Right.
Wow. Well, but when someone does finally go to view it, you've been on 3 weeks, and you said no one's even seen your house?
As far as I know, I haven't talked to the realtor in 3 or 4 days.
Right. Yeah. Well, when someone finally does, you really want to be priced where you should be.
Yep.
And you want your house to show to where, people get a really good feeling about it. They're kind of wowed to where they have to, yours has to be the one.
Yeah. You've got the whole appraisal process going, and how do you talk somebody through if their appraisal comes in bad or the inspection comes in bad? Because we think our house is immaculate, and then to have somebody that you really don't know, that's technically a stranger that you've become friends with for the last 2-3 weeks, whatever it may be, telling you got to change this, and then you get the inspection that comes in and tells you again, this, you got to do this, you got to do that. How do you help somebody? Because that could be, I don't know if I'd say demoralizing, but it's an ego thing because they think their house is perfect.
I tell people ahead of time, this could come up in home inspection. I point things out that I think would come up.
Right.
And then a lot of stuff's behind the scenes that we don't see anyway.
Right.
So, you just kind of give a general, here's how this could go, to where they're at least prepared. And a lot of times, sellers already, they may not tell you, but they're like, oh, I was worried that the gutters were going to come up, or they know.
Yeah, they know what the wrong.
Oh, yeah.
They know the problems.
Usually know what's going on.